Hello and welcome back to the Games Kingdom. My name's Carl King and today we're going to be having a look at a Wayfarer's Tale which is coming to Kickstarter on the 10th of November 2022. It is the third collaboration between James Emmerson and Tristam Rossin, and the first two games in the Tranquility series received awards within the gaming industry, including Tabletop Magazine's Top 100 Games of 2021 for the original Tranquility game. So, what is a Wayfarer's Tale? Well, it is a roll and write, and it is coming as a digital download, and it is a 1 to 4 player race to explore uncharted islands, collecting treasure and avoiding monsters along the way to score the most victory points. Your turns are taken simultaneously. There are no rounds in this sort of 30 to 45 minute roll and write voyage of discovery game. Instead, players choose from a shared pool of dice each turn, adding 2 dice values together to enlist the services of an intrepid explorer to help them traverse the tricky terrain that you will find throughout your journey. So play continues until one player has visited every town on the island, and true victory is measured in fame and wealth, and your final score in a Wayfarer's Tale is based on how many towns you visit, how much treasure you discover, and how many monsters you face. You can sign up to the pre-launch page now by visiting a Wayfarer's Tale on Kickstarter, and you will get a notification then when the campaign is actually launched. So, why a digital download? The objective when starting development on a Wayfarer's Tale was simple: develop an easy to print game direct to the player that can go from print to play in minutes. There's no manufacturing, there's no distribution issues, no shipping cost increases as we're seeing with a lot of Kickstarters these days. You just fire off your copy and you've got a high quality game. By cutting out these huge costs, Tristam and James have been able to pass on the savings to the backers, and they will offer a premium game that would cost £20 plus if it went to manufacture as a physical copy for a price of a cup of coffee. It has also the method of being environmentally friendly. There's no manufacturing in factories, no international shipping, and obviously no fulfillment delivery implications. And it can be played digitally on a tablet or computer, or printed once from home and then best laminated, as you will see as we go through my printed copy, which I myself printed off at home. So you'll be able to see obviously that with a simple home printer you can get some very good quality pages and all of the rules for just a few pounds and a bit of ink and a few pages of paper. So without further ado, let's have a dive in and see what you're going to get when you sort of pledge, and if it becomes successful, fully funded, and then obviously you'll be sent the files and you can print them off and then play them, but also, as I said, you can play digitally. So these are the pages that are going to come in as your files. Obviously this is a pre-Kickstarter version, so there may be some last minute tweaks happening, I'm not sure, but this is the print off that I did from the link that I was sent by Tristam. So as I say, let's have a look through. So what have we got? We've got the game overview. So basically you'll get this first page which you'll read through. It'll tell you basically what the game is about. It'll tell you the components. Obviously most of those you're going to have to print off yourself, and then, as I say, you'll probably best to laminate them and then buy, if you haven't already got, some dry erase markers, you know, sort of like the felt tip pens to mark off your progress on different pages, maps and character sheets, that sort of thing. And then obviously you're going to need some dice, but really not very much at all. So then we go into the next page, which tells you how to set the game up. So you'll get your initial explorer sheet and a map. You'll decide as a group which island map you would like to play on. There are a few, and then everyone places their map in front of them with the same island side face up. So as I say, as in any other rule book, you'll be given a sort of detailed explanation of what you need to do, whether you're playing solo or the maximum is 4 players. So you'll obviously run through that setup as you would normally in a standard board game, and then you're away to go. And then it will tell you about the routes you can take. It will tell you about your existing routes, and as I said, it will then start to tell you about the companions within the game. So you've got guide, adventurer, merchant, sailor. Then you come on to your treasures and monsters. So you've got your shields and gems. You've got your end game sort of mechanism and triggers, as you would, as I say, in a normal standard game. And then obviously your scoring as well. So you've got in the rules about special hexes that you will find on the maps, and as I say, this can be played solo, so there are a set of solo rules included as well. And then we come on to the very nice printing of, as I say, I've just printed these off a standard printer. So you've got your sort of player boards, and as I say, the best thing to do with these once you've sort of printed them out is maybe sort of, you could do a couple of photocopies just to have some spares, but cut them out and then put them in a laminator, and then you've got the individual little player boards and things there. You've also got your monster board and your treasure board and the misroll board. So you've got your solo rules continued. You can buy stuff. You've got campaign scoring. You've got the solo play page there. So it tells you what to do within those solo rules, and then your final score will determine what you've achieved. You know, just a standard win or a god amongst mortals if you score 200 plus points. Then we've got obviously the page that I showed you earlier in full colour. That's also there in black and white, again with the solo play. So you've got options within the files that you're going to get. And then obviously you come on to the maps. So you've got map 1, so map 2, map 3 and 4, and again those come out as black and white pages as well. Then at the back here there's also a couple of items that you can sort of stick to card and things like that if you want to, and then you sort of make them up into little sort of additional game pieces for the table. So, and then you've also got your things here for the standees for your actual characters. So you've got, as I say, 5 characters there, and then you can, as I say, print those off. You can fold those over. As I say, you can probably put them on card, or again print them, fold them over, maybe a bit of PVA, and then put that in the laminator. You can cut round those and you've got some nice solid laminated standees, and then just get yourself some of the little plastic standee bases and you can put those in, and that's how you can move around the board. Or you can use potentially things like sort of standard 28mm model bases Some of them have the hex slots in, so you could probably even glue these into the hex slots of a standard plastic base. But either way, you can sort those out yourselves. And as I say, everything in the game really, once you've got it, if you laminate it, there shouldn't be any need to reprint those or whatever. But as I say, I would suggest maybe taking a couple of copies of each page just in case anything gets damaged, lost or whatever. And then that's it really. That's your set of pages and files that you're going to receive. So as you can see, it's a fairly compact game. Nice little roll and write. I've not myself played many roll and write games, but this one looks very interesting. The theme, obviously, you know, sort of travelling around islands, you know, being an explorer and that sort of thing, picking up treasure, fighting monsters, your usual sort of fare from, you know, all of the films that I saw as a kid, you know, Sinbad, that sort of thing. And then obviously with things like Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, so you've got all that sort of stuff built into this. And yeah, for the price of a cup of coffee, I think by the looks of things currently it's going to be around about £5 to purchase. So, you know, where else could you get a game for a fiver of potentially that sort of quality, that you can play with all different levels of gamers, from beginners up to sort of seasoned gamers, just as a fill in with those on a club night or something, or even with children around the sort of around the table. And then obviously whilst they're doing stuff like this, they're also learning other social skills, you know, interaction with other players, maths with your things like your dice rolling, you know, writing things down, reading. So all these sorts of things, if you can teach young gamers or potential young gamers, they're learning while they're playing and they're having a good time. And obviously if they're playing the physical copy, it's keeping them off the phones and the tablets and the Xbox. So I think this is going to be an excellent game for that sort of thing, and I think it'll be a hit, to be honest. You know, as I say, for the price of a cup of coffee these days, what can you get other than a coffee? So there you go, that's it, a Wayfarer's Tale. So keep an eye out on it, folks. As I say, it's coming to Kickstarter in November the 10th, and yeah, a Wayfarer's Tale, third in the trilogy. Check it out, and until we do this again, bye for now.